My name is Endevar, and this is Mods 10 to the sky. And we're starting things off today at the top of the main tower, and that's because I'm going to be playing with a mod that I've never used before, and yeah, that tends to mean I'm going to spread out and make a right mess. So I'd rather do it up here, figure it out, and then we can go put it somewhere a little bit more organised if we need to. So what am I talking about? Well, that is Oritech. These three things up here are, I believe, everything I need from Oritech to craft the Mod Star. So if we have a look at the recipe for the Mod Star, we're getting there, kind of. We've got the Withers Compass done. I've got 18 of these. I've got one of the pulsating black holes, and we've got all of the Allomodium, Vibranium, and Unobtainium. And we've got one of all the singularities, so we can do one of the stars anyway. But we do need to get it up to 18, because we need to get 2 of the blocks. But we're way off that yet, so let's just work on getting the basics. Oritech, never used it before, so this could be interesting. And all I do know really is the absolute basics. I know how to craft some of the machines, and I know I need machine cores to get them going. But beyond that, I don't really know much about it. So all I'm really going to do is go through the recipes, go down the rabbit hole, and see what I can figure out. So this one looks quite complicated from the brief look that I've had. So let's see if anything else is a bit easier. So large energy storage. This on the surface of it doesn't look too bad, but we need these flux gates. So as a superconductor, is that any easier? No, the flux gates again for these, which means processing units and a whole mess of stuff. Right, anyway, let's get into the absolute basics of what we need for Oritech. So one of the things I want is a pulverizer, so we'll add that recipe up there. We also want an assembler. I believe we are going to need a foundry, so let's add that there for now. And the centrifuge, this is one of the main ones. And beyond that, we need these things called the machine cores. So I'm not 100% sure on what each level does. I believe it makes the machines run faster, so it's probably better to do the best that we can. So let's just have a look at what this is. So it's a crafting bench, and was that just planks? The basic one, oh, it's just lapis and either copper or iron. The improved one is redstone and nickel, and we have a ton of nickel, so that's no problem. The advanced one, this is where things get a bit crazy, because then we need to use enderic compound, which we make in a centrifuge with ender dust, so that's not too difficult, but then you need to surround it by either nickel, copper, or iron reinforced plating, and this is stone, steel, and iron. So this is quite expensive, and we need 8 of them to go around this thing. So let's go for the one just below that. Actually, let's just have a look at the other, see how crazy they get. Advanced computing engine, yeah, that's mad. Adamant ingot, that's 2 diamonds and 2 nickel for each one, so that's alright, and we are going to need these for other things anyway. The Ultra Machine Core, Dubious Container, which I do think I need to do one of these today as well, or at least one. And the, I don't even know how to say that, Duratium Ingot. And how do we do these? Alloying, Platinum, and Netherite. That's quite expensive, isn't it? And the Ultimate Promethium. What even is this? And the Superconductor, which is what we're in for as well. So anyway, I believe we've got everything up here. Actually, let's just get the pipes as well, because I want to try and be native and use these. So let's just add that up there. But for power, I'm just going to use the gates from power. So let's have a look. Get a couple of those. I'm going to need more than that. Let's get a few. Leave those running to the other thing. First up, let's have a look at the pulverizer. This is nice and simple, because for these, you don't need machine cores. So we are going to need to set up a few patterns, aren't we? Just to make our lives much simpler. So it's probably not the best idea coming up here, because I don't have any way of doing patterns up there. So let's do this down here, and then we can go up once we've got everything sorted. So for the pulverizer, let's do a pattern for this. So we already know how to do steel. We've got nickel. Then we also need to make motors, and let's go for copper, because we've got loads, haven't we? So let's do that. We also want a motor, which is this. And to make those, we need magnetic coils, and that is very simple, nickel and steel. So let's have that, and let's do the copper reinforced plating as well. So now if we put those in, we should be able to make a pulverizer. So I'll do the same for the centrifuge, see if we've got everything for that. Oh, we need to make the processing unit first. I didn't realise that, because I've been messing around in creative, so I didn't actually know the recipes from most of these things. Well, that's interesting, because I thought you need the centrifuge to do the... Right, is there another recipe? Ah, it's this one here, isn't it? Right, yeah, let's use the bottom one, because that's crazy, that one. So let's put that there, and then we'll go for this one. Yeah, that's simple, isn't it? We'll take that. And we've already got the motor done, so that's no problem. So that's the pulverizer and the centrifuge. And while we're here, let's just do the assembler as well. So again, nice and simple, and we should have everything else. Not sure about the crafters. I don't think I've got recipes for crafters, have I? So let's do that. Let's get that going. And droppers as well. So finally, we just need to do the foundry. And electrum yeah, I can make that guy because I've got that pattern set up in Ender.io. And then, yeah, we should probably do a cauldron as well. Right, so that's a few crafting patterns there. So let's go put these into here. Right, so I think that should be it for everything. So let's, actually, let's just do the pipe as well. Put you there, and we should be good to go. Right, so let's get the pulverizer. All right, I've got everything for that. And I'm going to need a few of these machines, but I'm just going to do one for now. And there we go, getting the advancements. Also, kind of, I don't know if I can do a lot of these yet, but let's just have a go. Yeah, right, the adamant ingot. Yeah, that's another one I need to do. So let's go get the pattern for that done. Right, so this is just nickel and diamonds, no problem. Dubious container. I can't do these things yet, but we'll do this. And the plastic, you can either use Oritech or a mess of engineering. Unfortunately, you can't use industrial foregoing because that would have been nice. I've already got that set up. So let's just have that as well. Was there anything else I'm missing? Flux gate. I'm going to do these in the machines anyway. Advanced battery. Yeah, we should do that, shouldn't we? Let's get that. What about the energite ingot? How do you do these? These are alloying in there. Right, okay. So we could do all this in A2, but I'm probably going to do a lot of it manually for now and then just stick everything back in here. So let's just get these in here. Right, so what we've got so far, we've just got the pulverizer. So let's just do the assembler. Can I do that yet? Yeah, I can do that now. So let's have that. Also, can I do a foundry? Foundry, let's get one of those. Then let's do a centrifuge. And let's get some of the pipes as well. Right, so the crucial bit I'm missing here is the machine core, isn't it? So I don't think I did the patterns for these, did I? So let's, what was we going to go for? The one that one, was it the one below? No, that's advanced. It's the improved. So let's just get, I don't know, let's get, I didn't mean to do a stack. All right, you're going there. Okay, so that should be more than enough. So right, let's get back up top and give this a go. And it's night time already. I've been messing around for that long. Okay, so let's put the pulverizer down. And this machine doesn't need any of the machine cores, so we can actually just start using this. So if we just grab some coal, and I'm going to put some of this in the drawer as well so I can do it automatically. We take this, and if we get the rest of these gates, because I'm going to need them. So we'll take that, and I'm going to put it around the other way. So you'll notice this thing on the front here. So this is something else that I need called a speed add-on. Oh, can I craft this? No. Oh, I need the plastic for that. Right, okay. So we'll need to get into that before we can actually start upgrading these machines. Well, that's all right. So if we just put the gate on the back there, this now has power. So we just need to put coal into there, and it will very slowly turn that into coal dust. So we'll just wait for that to finish. We can see what we can do with it. And we can put this into the centrifuge, and this is where we get the carbon fiber strands from. I'm going to need these for a few things, but the main thing is for the processing unit, which we're going to use in the assembler to turn into a flux gate. And we need these for two things, don't we? So we need it for the large energy storage, and what else was it? And for the superconductors also. Yeah, that is two of the main things that we need. So this is a very important thing to get done. So while we're talking about that, we might as well look at the centrifuge next. So I'm going to leave a bit of a gap because we're going to want to run the pipe. So it's good to have these speed add-ons facing a different way as well. So let's actually know they're going to be right. So we'll do that. And it would have been handy if the pipes. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's all right. So what I'm thinking of doing, I'm going to have a few of these stacked on top of each other, and then we're going to go like this. And I also want to get a wrench as well. This one from Oritech, steel and nickel. I can just right click on there, I'll disconnect that. But what we can also do with an empty hand, if we right click on there, that'll set that to, oh, I didn't know I took damage on there. That's not good, is it? Okay, so that'll send that way, and I'll send it into here. Now, this centrifuge isn't available to use yet. So what we need to do is if we right click on it, actually, if we right click on it, it says we're missing core blocks, and it's just telling us we need to put one there. So if I pull it on there, and then right click it again with an empty hand, it'll do a little animation, and build the rest of the machine. So what we can do here is, I'm going to power this from below actually. Well, that don't look too rubbish. Oh no, I'm going to see this. Maybe I should do a different way of powering these, like wirelessly, but let's just go with this for now. I need to get a ceiling on this anyway, so let's pull that there. Right, so that is powered. So now what we can do with this is pipe this into there. So I'll take coal dust and start turning that into carbon fiber. So I'm going to do, as I said, I'm going to do a few pulverizers and a few of these, but I don't really know how many of the carbon fiber strands I need. Probably not tons, to be honest. And what I'm going to do with that is put that into an assembler with redstone and electrum. That's no problem, but it's the plastic, isn't it, that we need to get. So we're going to do the Oritech version, try and be native doing this. So I'll do it, unless there's a much easier way of doing it. because I'm all for the easy way. Right, so polymer resin. If we get from sand and what is all this? This polymer resin seems to be a main feature, doesn't it? So, plastic B, that'd be good. So how do we get molten plastic? What can we put in there? Biodiesel, molten carbon. No, I'm not doing that. Oh, this might be a bit more tricky than I thought. Okay, so this could be it. How do we do packed wheat? So I can craft packed wheat and turn that to raw biopolymer. And then with the raw biopolymer, I can put that into a centrifuge and that will give us a plastic. Is that right? Right, tell you what, let's do a separate 2 centrifuges. I'll get a few of these because they will get used. So let's grab 2 of those and let's see if we can get this working. So we'll have you and you, and then we'll take our machine cores, put that there and there, and then we can activate these, and I'll power these from below again. So you go on there, and you. Let's grab some packed wheat. I don't have any wheat. That's not good, is it? Alright, anyway, let's just give this a test, see if it works. So if I stick that in there, is that going to do anything? It is not. Is this do I need to use an add-on for this to turn it into a fluid separator thingy? Right, is this it? Add-on, fluid add-on. Allows fluid processing, applicable centrifuge and yeah, this looks like the thing, doesn't it? So, can we do this? This is the big question. Fluid pipe, carbon fiber strands, which we've got, electrum ingot, and silicon. So yeah, we should be able to do that. So let's grab the carbon fiber strands, and let's do that add-on for fluid. Alright, so I just need a fluid pipe. Let's have you. Silicon. How do I not have silicon? So now, if we get the fluid add-on, and then we stick that on there. Now, does that mean I need to pump water into that? We can do that. Right, so I've got a fluid pipe there. If I now get a sink, right, for all people that know how to use Oritech, I'm very sorry because I know I'm stumbling through this, but we're gonna get there. Rain, go away. So I'll put you there. No, that's not right, is it? No. So I'm assuming I need to pump water into here, but that's not right. You go there and there. Is that right? So if we do that, there we go. So wheat and water in there, and we now have raw biopolymer. So if I put that into here, it's food separation again. So I need another one of those things. That's all right. Just grab you. Grab those. Is that enough? No. Of course it's not. Right, you go there. And that will give us plastic. Right. I'm happy with that. But I don't have wheat, do I? So that's what I need to fix. I've got a few wheat seeds there. So let's go put these down over here. Because I do have like an automated thing over here that I'm growing beetroot for some reason. I don't know why I'm doing that. Let's get rid of you. I'll put that down. And I really should import this as well. What's the best way of doing this? Ender chest. Let's get an ender chest. Let's have that. Put you there. Right, and then if we get an ultimate pipe upgrade, stick you in there. That should all go into the system pretty quick. Now, how are we doing? I got one magnet on, so I'm picking that up. So let's stick that on there. Where's my crazy hoe? Let's have you. Now we do have the lily pad down there, so this should go fairly quickly. We've got anything yet? Alright, it's getting there. Right, you know what? I think I need to leave this for a bit, don't I? Let this pile up a little bit, and then we can get on with making the plastic, which will then open up a few doors in the assembler. So, yeah. Let's leave this to do its thing, and we'll come back once we've got a little bit more wheat. Right, so I've left the wheat to grow a little bit, and I now have 36 of these packed wheat, and it is still coming in if we have a look. There's not tons of it, but I'll just grab a bit. So yeah, while I've been waiting for that, I haven't just been stood here, I've been setting up some patterns in here for the wireless terminals, because the A2 stuff I've got going along this way works really well. We've got P2P channels all the way down there and it works great, but the problem is the one I've set up going up this way is a sub network and it's a little bit rubbish, to be honest. So we do have this cable here, but it is only a normal smart cable, so we can only run 8 channels on that. But then I've got all the sub network for the mob farm up here and a few other things that I'm importing for that, so I'm using most of the channels on there at the minute, so I don't really want to use that. So what I've done instead is set up all the patterns for the wireless connectors from Extended AE, I think it is. Yeah, from Extended AE. So it's this one and this one. If you just have a look at the recipe for these are done in the crystal assembler. And I need to set up the patterns for the wireless receiver and the wireless booster as well. And then the setup kit you need to get these working, this is all done in the crystal assembler as well. So I've set up the patterns for those. So if we just get, actually let's get one of these first. So I'll have that. And then I also want 2 of these as well. So this obviously does exactly what you think it does. You can basically just send channels wirelessly. And now these will send 32 channels. So it's basically the same as putting a dense cable on the side of here. So we'll put that on there. And if we go up to the top where we want to use it, we'll put this right at the back over here. Now, if I take my wireless setup kit, I should have done this before I came up here. And then I'm just going to right click on this. So that says bound to that one there. And if we come back to this one and right click on there, that says it's now active and we can run channels off there. So if we just get a dense cable and then we'll get some smart cables as well, we can run that along there. And it says it's online, but I'm not using any channels, but I can use 32 channels up here. So that's going to be really good. So what I really want to do this for is to put an interface down. I've got to put that somewhere where I can export stuff. So let's put you there. That's online. It should say it's using 1 channel now. And all I want to do is keep coal stocked in here, and then we can just keep making the what they call carbon fiber strands. So let's put you in there, and then from there, do we have any of these cables? I just want to export that into this one. Now, get rid of you, and then if I just shift right click there, that should start working. So that's going to keep that top total coal, and we'll keep getting the carbon fiber strands out here. Now, can you also export this as well and send that back into the interface? But we'll just keep that handy for now. Next job was this, wasn't it? So if we put the packed wheat into there, that is going to give us this stuff, the raw biopolymer. Now I can use some item pipes as well, can't I, to transfer that across. So let's do that. And then if I just right click on there, that is going to send that directly into there, and that'll make the plastic. See, look at this, we've got stuff automated already, no problem. Right, so with this, I wanted to make the add-on with this, didn't I? So it was a speed add-on. This thing here, so it's 5 plastic and the rest of it we can do, so that shouldn't be too difficult. So we've got 5 plastic there now, but is there anything we really need speeding up just yet? Probably not. Let's have a look at the other machines and see how painfully slow these are, and then we can maybe look at doing the speed add-ons. So next one we'll look at is the assembler. Now I'm not trying to keep organized here, so let's just go this way. Right, so I'll stick this down. You can see that little white outline there. See, this is a bigger machine. So if we right click on that, it tells us we need 3 of those. So put these down like that, and then with an M10 we can click on that one, and that is the assembler. So same again, we're just going to put an indicator on there just like that, and then with add-ons for this we can put 3 on there, and this is what we're going to use to make the superconductor. So is there anything else we need to set up? Right, the alloying, that comes from that. So we may have jumped a step here. I don't think we need these cylinders just yet. Ah, yeah, this was the one I wanted to do it. So we've got the plastic, we've got the carbon fiber, and then we've got the rest of this as well. So let's just grab a stack of each of these. Oh, I'm not going to have a stack of everything, am I? Oh, the redstone is all getting turned into... There we go. Let's grab a stack of that. Should have enough for a stack in there now. And the last thing is just the plastic, isn't it? So we should have a little bit now. 20, well, we've got 26. Alright. So if we stick all 4 of these into here, like that, that will start doing its thing. And it's making us the processing unit. And this is what we need to make the flux gate. So I've got one more thing to do here, and that is make the flux site. Now there are ways of doing it. There's actually a few ways of doing it in Oritech itself. We need a platinum clump, which I think we can only get this from... Oh no, we can do it in create as well. I thought this was just from mechanism. and it's Oritech as well. Okay, anyway, even though we can do it like that, we can also do it in create, but there's a couple of easy ways. So we can do it, put amethyst into a charger, or if we put water and amethyst shards into a reaction chamber, we'll get the fluxite. But there's an even easier way, and that is just using the energizing orb from power. So I'm just going to set up a pattern for this, and I can request a few of these. So let's do that, and it's just 1-to-1. It's just so much easier, not messing about, just doing it this way. So where are you? Please tell me I've got enough. Yeah, I might need to do an extended one for this soon. So let's request, not flux, fluxite. So let's just get a couple of hundred of these. So yeah, those are going to go really fast. Yeah, nearly there. Alright, that's good. Alright, so we're doing well with these. I think that's everything I can do so far. Oh no, I've got a few more. We'll go in there. Right, so we'll leave that to its thing. And then we'll just get a stack of the fluxite. I probably should have looked at the quest as well, shouldn't I? But I'm just winging it here. Alright, so this is how we make the energite ingot. So this is the other machine that we've just crafted, is the foundry, and that's how we do the alloying with the nickel and the fluxite, and that'll give us the energite ingot. But then the thing that we're going to do first probably is the flux gate. So once we've got enough of these, we've got the fluxite now, we've definitely got the platinum ingot, unless I've used it for something else. Yeah, I got tons of that. So let's grab you. We'll get another stack of the fluxite. How many of these am I going to have? How are we doing for wheat as well? Yeah, let's grab some of that. I could also export this to here as well, couldn't I? Get this automated, but let's just do this for now. See, I'm learning. I would have definitely laid this out differently if I'd have thought about automation, but I'm just basically trying to figure out how all this works. So alright, we've got that. So I'll tell you what, let's take those out and put these in here, and this is going to make us the flux gate, which I thought this one was going to be really difficult. So I'm very pleased I've got that done. But I'll tell you what, let's have a look at the quest and see if it gives us anything interesting. So Oritech, there we go. Energy pipe. Speed on. Oh, we've got speed on as a reward. Nice. Improve machine. Anything else? No, just done that. I've just done the flux gate, so I need to do something else. 4 fluxite. Definitely had 4 fluxite. What have I missed? Oh, the enderic laser, which I didn't do it this way. I did it the easy way, didn't I? I've done the adamant ingot, so let's just grab 4 of those. So I've got that. Should we craft the enderic laser? Because I don't need it, but I don't think I need it anyway. Oh yeah, maybe not. This is a bit more advanced because we haven't done the enderic compound yet. So this is putting ender dust into a centrifuge, but I do actually need this for, what was it? Oh yes, craft this thing, the dubious container. So yeah, everything else we've done, that's no problem. So we need to do the enderic compound. So let's get the ender dust, which I believe I should have. Yeah, let's get a bit of that. So it's this centrifuge doing its thing. Let's stick you in there. Grab that. Plastic still coming in. Nice. How are you doing? 18 flux gates. That's not bad. Oh yeah, do these again. Oh, yeah. So I think we really need to get the foundry set up now, don't we? So let's have a play with this. So I don't think I need that much room, do I? Put you there. We need 3 for that as well. So let's stick you down there. Right click that. And then if we put gate there, that's powered. So grab some netherite. And what was the other thing I'll do with this? And platinum, and that'll give us the Jortium. Definitely don't know how to say that. I'll go you and you. Yeah, so it's all going on, but I've got most of my machines in use at the minute. So I think we're just going to craft up a few things, get as much as I can of all this stuff, and then we'll see where we'll go next. Right, so as you can see, I've been stocking up on a few things. We've got the carbon fibre strands and the plastic sheets, and I've also done the enderic compound. And we just do that in the centrifuge. We just put the ender dust into there, but we now have the coal dust producing the carbon fibre strands again. So I've just been taking a stack out there every now and then. I could automate this, but you know, I've got plenty. I've also been putting the wheat into here, crafting up a little bit of the packed wheat, and that has been producing us the plastic sheets. And then in the assembler, I've also done the flux gate, and then we've also done the Journite ingot as well in the foundry. And in the foundry at the minute, I've got the energite ingots. So that's the first ones I've done of those, but I've got a few more coming through as well. So with this, I think now we have pretty much everything we need to do the superconductors. We just need to do the dubious container, but as we've got the enderic compound, we can just get these crafted. So let's have a go at that right now. Got the pattern set up for this as well. So let's just have a look, see if we can do, I'm going to do 18 of these as well. So click on that, and yeah, all right. Just need to put everything into there, and now we should be able to do it. So let's get 18. And plastic, just let's just stick everything in there because it's going to be needed for the auto crafting, isn't it? So let's do that and try again. Go for 18. Get that going. And there we go. We now are the stack 16, so I've got 18 of those there. Brilliant. Okay, so what else do we need for the superconductor? I have just looked at this, but right, so it's flux gate, dubious container, and an giant electrum. No problem. So in the assembler, we're going to get a stack of these, are we? So let's just put, yeah, tell you what, let's just do a stack. So just 16 each of these. We'll get 4 from each one. There we go. So that is our first thing for, was it the Nexium emitter we're crafting with this, isn't it? Yeah, so we're getting there. And I don't have a pattern set up for it, but we've got pretty much everything we need now. So gravitation modulation unit from mechanism, and then we also need to do a bit of create as well, but that's fine. So yeah, we do need to get some lithium, but I think that's the only thing we've got missing. Then we could craft everything else in there. And I don't think there's any other easy way. We just have to do it the mechanism way for this. And then also, yeah, we've got lithium, so it's pretty easy this. Do we need to do, yeah, we do need to do the reactor as well to get the Plutonium, but that's alright. And then, yeah, that is pretty straightforward. All the Oritech stuff done for this. Nice. Okay, so how's this doing? Yeah, we've got our full stack of superconductors there. I'll take that. So the Manhattan module. This is probably going to be the most difficult one out of all of them. So it's plutonium pellet first, and that is from plutonium dust. And there are a couple of ways of doing this. I was going to do it with the Enderic laser, but that means getting the uranite crystal. And to get these, we need to do this in Ender Crafter with uranium GR and uranite GR. But the problem is there, I am generating them, but I'm also smelting them into the ores. So I'm not going to do it that way, because that's a little bit difficult. But what we can do instead is do the plutonium tiny dust. And this is from another machine called the Fragment Forge. And we'll put raw uranium in, and we get uranium dust, and more importantly, the plutonium tiny dust. So we can then craft that into the plutonium dust, and then we'll just put that together in the assembler. And the other bit we need is the Heisenberg compensator, which is a bit more difficult. So it's just adamant ingots, that's no problem, but we need to do this in another machine called an atomic forge. But I think we can do that, but we also need the unholy intelligence, which is a bit more difficult. So this is, again, fluid separation, but we need strange matter with the dubious container. So dubious container we've already got, but for the strange matter, we need to do this in a refinery, and we put lava in there with Enderic compound, and it'll give us sulfuric acid, shoal fire, and strange matter. So the strange matter is the smallest thing we get. I think we get 100 millibuckets, yeah, from one bucket of lava, and we need, I believe, a full bucket. So that means 10 buckets of lava to get one of these things. And we need, what, do we need 4 of them? Or what? Yeah, one of them will get one of those, and we need 4 of those to craft the Manhattan module. So that's going to be fun, because we need to do 18 of those as well. So yeah, I may need to automate this somehow, but the large energy storage, this should be much easier. So I think I've actually got everything I need to do that now. Let's just have a look at the craft. Oh, yeah, so we just need to do the batteries, and then large energy storage. That's it, that's done. So we can just craft up another 18 of those, and we should have everything we need to do that now, no problem. So yeah, that's 2 of the things off the list. Now it's just the Manhattan module. So where do we start with this? I think probably the plutonium pellet is going to be the easiest thing to do first, isn't it? Get plutonium dust, and I have just set this up to auto fortune the uranium ore I had, but let's get the fragment forge crafted first. So nice stock up on these, and we'll get the fragment forge and put that down here, and I'm going to do anything this, another 7 for that. That's alright. Oh, I found out with these as well, they don't actually speed it up. What they actually do is allow you to add more add-ons. It even says on the screen right there. Should have just read that, shouldn't I? So technically it does let you speed it up, because it'll let you put more speed add-ons on. But you know, we're just going to use these ones, get those down, and if we just open this up, I love these animations, they're so cool. So that is our fragment forge. So again, we're just going to power this with a gate. And if we just grab our raw uranium, stick that into there, and I'll do its thing, and that gives us the uranium dust and the plutonium tiny dust. So just wait till we get 9 of those. I don't have any add-ons in there, but I should mention as well, I did actually upgrade all these, and I added speed add-ons to all of them, because I did look at the quest and I got one of them free, and it did make a big difference. So I've been through and crafted the rest, nice and cheap. We just needed to get the plastic for it. So I've got all those on there now, so that's why everything is whizzing so fast. So I'm going to craft a few more for this thing, because it is really slow. Let's just stock up on these things, because I'm going to get through loads of my... That'll do. So yeah, let's just get a few speed add-ons. Not 100% how many I can put on this, but let's just go there. What's that, 5? Any more? No, that'll do. Okay, so yeah, that is going much faster now. Just need to take that out, and yeah, there we go. Right, so I've got enough there to craft at least 1 anyway, so let's do that. And we need 2 of them for this recipe, don't we? Yeah. And we do get 3, so that's good. So put those in there. And we need the adamant and the plastic. Just put those in there. And that will give us our plutonium pellets. But let's get you all there. And I really should export this uranium, but I'm just going to do it manually for now. So let's just grab a bit, stick you in there, and I'll get some more of the tiny dust. Right, so I've got our first 3 plutonium pellets, nice. And we need 4 for the recipe, so we just need to do 1 more craft, and that'll be enough. So let's just grab what we can there. And we're just going to do as many of these as we can, because we're going to need tons of them. But that isn't enough for the first one anyway. So now I suppose it's the Heisenberg compensator, isn't it? Which is going to be fun. So firstly, we need to do the atomic forge, which I think I've got everything I need for this. Yep. This is quite a big one, so let's put this in the middle somewhere. That'll do. And we do need, another 8 for that one. So let's stick these down here. And if you give that a tap, that'll fold out. Oh, I just love these things. They're so cool. Right. So firstly, we need to power this. Now, can I do it with the gate? I don't actually think you can, because it's going to pop off, isn't it? Yeah, that's not going to work. Yeah, so what you actually need to do is use an indirect laser to power this. So that's going to be fun, isn't it? So let's stop trying to use these gates. Now we need to craft up an indirect laser. And I've set up the pattern for this. So I was going to use it for something else. So indirect lens. Right, we need to do that in an assembler, I think. Yeah. So indirect compound, carbon fiber, and adamant. That's alright. Alright, so let's get those in there with those. And that produces our indirect lens. And now, that should mean we can craft the indirect laser. If I can spell it right. Right, there we go. So now we just need to figure out how this thing works. But I do know you need this thing called a target designator. And I only know this because I was looking at the quests. But processing units, definitely should get all this automated, shouldn't I? Right, so let's get these things in here. And keep on top of the uranium as well. Right, so there's processing units. So now I can make the target designator. Right, so now we just need to put this down. And hopefully it shouldn't be too difficult. So I just need 1 machine core on there. Right click that. Now we just need to tell you where to point, don't we? So how's this work? So do we click that first and then this, or no? How's this work? Right. I suppose we should power it as well. That would make sense. So I'll put a gate on there. That is now powered. What do we do? Right, I don't know why I had so much trouble trying to work that out, but what you do with this is if you shift right click on here and then shift right click on the laser, that will make it target that. So I've spent so long doing that, I completely forgot. So I'm hoping it's going to do it as I use it. Oh yeah, so it depends on the recipe. Right, so what was I doing with this? That was it. It was for the Heisenberg compensator, wasn't it? So I can't do it yet, but I can put the adamant in there, so I'm ready for it. So let's get 2 stacks of that. And you can go not in there. That and that. Right, so that's ready for the next bit. Hold on. Is this going to be easier? I only looked at this recipe the first time, which, as we saw, is a bit of a pain to get this. But is a super AI chip easier? Okay, so I've already got the deuterium, that's fine, and an advanced computing engine. So we can do the processing unit, and this is again in the atomic forge, no problem. And then we need a silicon wafer, which again is in the atomic forge. Right, so if we can do everything in the atomic forge and get these things, that is going to be much easier, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah, let's do this. Right, so let's take you out of there. Don't do that. And I want silicon. So let's grab that. And have I not got any? Alright, let's, have I used all these? Let's have you. So I'm going to put that there and split you two like that. And that's doing its thing. And I think if you put more of these down, it'll go quicker. But that's pretty quick anyway, isn't it? That's alright. So we can take these. And then we also need the processing units. So I was doing some of those, wasn't I? Oh, there was some there. So let's grab those. And was I doing something? Yeah, there's a bit more in there. Oh yeah, that's where I put all the carbon strands. So let's grab you, put a bit more in there. Let's just grab some of these. Let's top this up, get a fair bit of this. I don't know how much I need. But obviously to do 18 of the things, I'm going to need a bit of this, Right, so what was it for this? Yeah, so I've got everything to do with the next bit. And then that with the, yeah, okay. This is turning out so much easier than I thought it was going to be. Very happy now. Right, so you know what? I think we should leave it there. 48 will do. Right, so with these, I'm going to put... I can't remember now. Oh, it was the processing unit, wasn't it? Put you go in there with you. That'll give us the advanced computing engine. And I need to remember to keep on top of this as all right. Right, so that is all of those gone. So now I need to put that in there, don't we, with the deuterium. Oh yeah, this is going to take a little bit longer because this is the crazy craft. So I should probably get some more indirect lasers. But let's just get there with one of the... Actually, I need 4 of these, don't I? And I can do the Heisenberg compensator, I think. Oh, no, sorry, no, I need 1 of these, and that'll make 1. Yeah, so I need 4 of them to do 4 Heisenberg compensators. Just add that. And then it's just the adamant, which we've already got there. Nice. Okay, so I now have 4 of those. So let's just wait for this one to finish, and then we can take everything out. Right, so let's add that. So we now have 5. So with these, we're going to put them back in here with the adamant ingots. That is going to give us the Heisenberg compensators, and that is the last thing we need to craft the Manhattan module. Or I suppose I need to craft TNT as well, don't I? Hopefully I can craft TNT, because if I can't do that, I'm going to be really annoyed. There we go. Let's just get a stack of that. And there we go. There's our first Heisenberg compensator. So we just need to get another 3 of those, and we're good. I'm definitely going to come up with some ways of automating this stuff, because I don't want to be doing this for all 18 of them. But the thing is, aside from doing these things that I need up here, I don't think I'm really going to use this mod for anything else. It is a really cool mod. I do like it. But I think I've just got other ways of doing stuff already. If I'd found this more early game, I think I would have used it because it is a really cool thing and like built a base around it. Because I really love like the orange and the blue, all of these colours. Great combination. But yeah, I think I still will automate it. Okay, so we've got 3 there and nearly got the 4th one done. And there we go. That is our 4th Heisenberg compensator. So now we should be able to do it. Let's do that. And we have the Manhattan module. Nice. So that means we are nearly there with crafting the Oblivion Shard. We just need to do the paradox machines, which means time crystals and time crystal block from Just Die Things, which, as I understand it, these things are a bit of a pain. We can do them with bees as well, but I believe there is a much more straightforward way using Just Die Things, and I think there's actually a video linked in here of how to do it. I think it's Pilpo. Yeah, or is it Just Die Things? Yeah, time crystal. Yeah, there's links to Pilpo's video in the quest book, so that's great. I'm going to definitely have a look at that, because I have no idea how to do it. But you know what, with that, I've actually figured out everything that I wanted to do today. The 3 things that we needed to do from Oritech to get the All-in-One Starcrafted, I've actually done. Not to huge quantities just yet, well, some of them, but not all of it. So I will try between episodes to come up with a way of automating it, but if not, I'll just grind it out and get everything I need for crafting those 18 stars. So I'm going to leave it there, and next time we'll get on and make some more progress. But if you enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.